Step 17 is probably the most tedious part of this exercise that you'll have to do. Forms and reports, and reports especially, can be really tedious as far as moving, resizing, and that kind of stuff. It's not hard. It's just a little bit time-consuming and tedious. So there are looks like 5 specific steps in Step 17 that they want us to focus on, and you need to be in Layout View. So you want to make sure that the view that you're on for your report is Layout. So we have that. And now we're ready to proceed with Step 17A. Resize the report title so that the text of the title is fully displayed. Mine's already fully displayed, but sometimes what you see here and what you see in Print Preview and the actual printer is a little different, so it doesn't hurt to give yourself a little bit of extra space on the title, so that way if it does expand, the font expands on the print version, then you're covered. So make sure that that's a little bit wide, so that's an easy one. And all you do, again, single click, release your mouse, get your mouse on the left or the right edge, and then click and drag outward. So again, kind of like we said in a previous video, if you click on the wrong thing, then just click somewhere in a dead spot and then come back. The trick is to click and release and then click and drag to change the size. If your intent is to move an object, then you don't click and release. You click and hold, and then you can drag it like that. And I don't really want to do that, so I'm going to undo. Alright, so now Step B, move the product name label and field value box to the right a bit. Be sure not to move them too far so that the longest product name stays completely visible. Okay, so what they're talking about here is the product name, that's the label, and then the product field is directly below that. And it is kind of hard to read. This is not the best report in the world. But anyway, so the idea is that you want to move this stuff to the right a little bit to create a little bit of space between product ID and product name. And that's fine. But what I would suggest is that these are all, like right now, perfectly aligned, and if you get into the business of moving things by clicking and dragging, you're going to accidentally move it up or down, so they're not going to be aligned anymore. And even arrow keys sometimes will snap to grid and move the object up or down slightly. In my opinion, when your intent is to move an object either one way or the other, the best thing to do is to click on it, and then I'm going to do both of these simultaneously. So I'm going to click on product name, hold down my shift key, and click the product name field directly underneath that. And what it says, let me undo that. I didn't try to move it, but I did. What it says to do is to move it to the right. So instead of actually moving the object, I'm going to click on one, hold down the shift key, click on the other, and then I'm just going to expand the width to the right a little bit, like that. And then decrease the width on the left. So that way I know that I'm staying exactly aligned across the top and bottom border there. And but it's as if I had moved it to the right, but I know that way I haven't actually moved it up or down in the process. So that's how I would do that particular one. Now it says to expand the product ID label on the right side, so making sure that it'll display. See how tight that is? So increase that a little bit. Same kind of problem as we had up here. Just make sure that you have enough width there so it's displayed. Alright, then move the units case label with field box to the right a bit, then resize the label on the left side. Same thing. I don't know why I would move it to the right and then expand it to the left. In my opinion, again, just click on it, hold down the shift key, click on the other one, so the label and the value, click and drag to the right because it says to move them to the right a little bit, and then I'll just drag this in a little bit like that. So bottom line is you're trying to create a little bit of space here like this, and you want to make sure that the column width, the field width is wide enough for the label, and that should be fine there. Okay, so that's that. Select the value boxes only for supplier ID, company, city, and category. So what they're saying is this: select these, and I'm clicking on each of these with the shift key held down like that, and I think it wants us to move them to the left if I remember right. Yeah, so you want to expand these back so it's just underneath the S in supplier like that, and that's just about the end of the video.